Welcome to Bar Chat, that's where it's at.
I'm Lexi.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm Becca. And we're chatting all things dance.
And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Kaylee. And do you want to introduce yourself or should we introduce you?
We could do a little bit of both. I don't know.
How do you pronounce your last name? Boutte?
Boutte.
Boutte.
We
didn't know
got
that.
Kaylee Boutte here today.
AKA
AZ.
AZ Slicka.
Yes, you might know her on
42.
TikTok, AZ Slicka 42. She's
Yes.
always flopping around your For You page, so you've definitely seen her at some point.
A lot of flops and hops and fun
It's,
flops.
it's
Flops,
so,
flops, and flops.
It's so impressive. I'm always like, I wish I could just do that. The power and control you have is unbelievable.
I know.
Like,
And how are you not
Thanks.
injured?
I
Like, you just really throw yourself onto the ground.
I've been through like years and years of injuries to know what not to do.
okay.
So it's been through a lot of
Great.
trial and error, but definitely have been injured multiple times.
But all of that's okay.
yeah, but like live and laugh
Yeah.
and love.
But not from your TikToks, right?
Oh yeah, no. I've been like, okay, I've cut it close. We're like, oh, I got a cramp in my back, but went to the
Yeah.
chiropractor the next day and I was like, what can I do?
Can I
Yeah.
ask you though, how did you, because like this is kind of like your thing on TikTok, how did that start? Like where did you get the idea to like, oh, if I throw myself in the ground, maybe that'll be like good. Like how
Okay.
like how did you come up with that?
There's actually like kind of like a, I don't know, like an origin story, like my villain origin story.
Oh, I want to
kinda.
hear it.
Well, not well, a little bit. But okay, so when I was like little, like I was always like that psycho kid that like literally just like did whatever. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys have music on? You have the trap? Because I was always like the youngest dancer too.
Mhm.
So I was dancing with like the older kids and I felt like I needed to like kind of make
Yeah.
them laugh kind of stuff. And so
Yeah.
I would do the same things, but I was like 10, 9, and I would like throw it back, like throw like ooh, like go on the ground, just gyrate everywhere. So this has been like a long
Oh my
time
God.
coming, like to do this. And so when I like moved to LA, I was like, oh, here's the camera. Anya, that's my roommate, my friend, and I was like, film this. Literally 30 seconds, just film me flopping on the ground because I'm used to it. Like this is what
Yeah.
I do like my whole life.
It's your
Like,
living. It's what you do for a living.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is like my passion, just rolling
Flopping
around.
is your passion.
Love it. No,
my
it's a
God.
sport. If like
Oh,
I
it
could,
is.
if I could have like a group of like maybe like children, teens, adults, young adults, I don't know. I could get like a good training force and we could just learn how to flop.
You could
Oh, I
like
love
start
that.
your
Call it the
own
flop.
company.
We could call the flop
Oh my
RS.
goodness.
Flop
Flop
No,
RS.
the flop
to the
era.
flop. The
Flop
flop
era.
era.
That's good.
I love that. But yeah, continuing on with that, from the jump to the jump. So me and Anya, I was like, film this, 30 seconds, instant. Like that was the video that like sent me. And I was like, maybe I should just be myself.
How many views did you get? Do you remember?
Like 36 million.
It's crazy.
Oh my-
Wait,
it was
only
the-
36 million?
I know. Yeah, no, I didn't even know that many people like existed.
It's crazy.
No,
You
literally.
Wow, yeah.
actually think about that, like
Yeah.
visually.
Visually,
Like, what that would look
counting,
like.
I think I like looked up a map and I was like, how many people
Yeah.
compared to like and can fit in the US?
Yeah,
There's
literally.
No, it's crazy because I remember one time I went to like a Harry Styles concert and I looked up how many people were in that venue and it was 20,000.
That's it.
And it was huge.
That's what I'm
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. It puts
Yeah.
things into
It
perspective.
really does.
Big
But that's really
perspective.
cool. I like saw your videos on my For You page. You posted like one or two in that same like week or month or something.
Mhm.
But like I literally, it's just like the best thing ever to me. Like it's so
Girl,
funny.
stop.
No, like you're so funny. Like
no, you're funny.
no, but like
No.
no, you're funny.
No, I
no,
laugh.
like you're funny.
No,
But like your humor just like resonates with me. It's like if I could flop like a fish, I would do it. Just like you.
I do feel fishy.
Yeah.
you teach us?
I would love to teach you guys.
Please teach us.
To the flop
Oh
era.
my God.
Flop
Teach
C drop.
us.
Flop era.
I'll
Flop-
learn by
join your
watching.
group.
Please.
If it wasn't raining outside, I would so go outside right now and like, cause I
Flop.
definitely need some grass or something.
Flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the grass best, but again, we do
That's your best
we do
flopping floor?
cement, we do tennis courts, we do ocean, we do sand, we do.
Oh, yes,
dirt.
you do.
I'll see you do like a la cone turns on cement and I'm like,
Oh,
You're
that's
crazy.
no, that's something different.
Like your feet. Like your feet.
My feet, that's another thing. I have disgusting feet. Like when I tell you, when I went to competition, like growing up, because I was a competition dancer,
Slay.
and rock, rock slay. I just like, okay, I was one of those kids that was like, it's weak to use shoes, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to feel metal. Like I want to go dirt. Like I used to have like cuts on my toes. I used to have a Vaseline them every weekend,
Ugh.
and I was something about like just feeling the floor. I was like, I can feel like just I don't know. It was just something different when you dance. I was like,
Feels so grounded.
no, and I never understood like people who dance with socks, and I was like, how do
Oh,
you,
I do.
I
love
love
it.
it.
Socks.
I can't. I'm like, it's different. It's like a barrier, and it's like I can't do it. And so now like there's like this much thickness of like callus on my feet.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
So
my
I can
God.
dance in any, like turn on anything. I swear.
You
like,
weathered the storms.
I've weathered the storms.
like really.
I really have.
They're
It's
not gonna get to you.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm literally in shock right now. That's actually insane.
That's
disgusting.
crazy.
It is disgusting.
It's disgusting,
Wow.
but like in a good way.
Disgustingly beautiful.
Like it's like,
That's poetic.
I like poetry.
yeah.
Let's be a poet. Poet.
I know. Don't you kind of feel like really like special when you're speaking into a microphone? It's
I
just
feel like kind of like important.
Have you done a
important.
podcast before?
No, I've never. This is
Oh my
like my first
gosh.
time anyone's given me this much power.
Yay.
You have the bar chat microphone right now.
Exactly. Like what? Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
Within reason.
Bleep, bloop, bloop.
You can say whatever you want. We might edit it out, but you
Yeah,
can say
that's
whatever
true.
you want.
Only controversial things, of course. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Shrek
do you
2 is the
want
best
to?
movie.
Do you say Shrek?
Shrek 2 is the best movie.
Oh my gosh.
Compared to the
Shrek
number
1,
one,
the
it's
first
way
one.
better than Shrek.
What? No, it's not.
Have you? Okay.
I can
What do you
quote-
think's better?
I can quote the entirety of Shrek. Like,
Do it.
okay, so not the narration at the
She
beginning.
can't.
Let me think of my favorite scene. You know when they're walking Donkey and Shrek and they're like walking through the forest at the beginning? He's like, but you gotta have friends.
Friends.
Stop singing! Oh, it's no wonder you don't have any friends. And then he's like, wow, only a true friend would be that brutally honest. Listen, little donkey, take a
I'm
look at me.
impressed.
What am I? And then he's like, really tall? No, I'm an ogre. You know, grab your torch and pitchforks. Doesn't that bother you? No. Really? Really? Anyways,
wow.
I can keep going. If
One
you're
thing
Tears
about
tears in my eyes.
Bianca-
That was so good.
no, you're literally tearing up. I can't.
That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
Going to get an Oscar for that. I know. I'm emotional too, honestly. It was so good.
One thing about
Um,
Bianca is that she will just go on and
yeah.
on about like
Yeah.
random things.
I was
So he's like,
expecting that.
really, really, really? He's like, hey, man, I like you. What's your name? And he's like, Shrek. Shrek. Man, you know what I like about you, Shrek? You got that. I don't care what nobody thinks of me kind of thing.
If this is someone's first episode, like listening to us, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you came to us through Kaylee, because you were like, oh, I want to hear about Kaylee. And then you just scroll through and it's just Bianca quoting Shrek.
This is my life.
The whole episode
No, me
is
too.
just
Like,
like Shrek, like
that-
an audiobook of Shrek right now.
No, I literally will keep going until they get to his, what is it, his swamp. And then
Mhm.
Donkey wants to get invited inside with the waffles and Shrek kicks him out. And I literally, my heart breaks.
Right. It
It's
sends you into
emotional.
like a course of like, do I turn
Yeah.
it off and take a break, or
Yeah.
do I just sit through and power through it?
Exactly.
I-
I'll always power through.
I always try to, but
Shrek is
sometimes
love,
after-
Shrek is life.
Well, anyways, I was gonna ask you, Kaylee, a little bit about your dance background, if like whatever you feel like sharing, just like how long you've been dancing, where you grew up dancing, styles, anything you wanna throw in there, whatever.
They'll throw a toss, whatever. Yeah,
sprinkle,
whatever. Yeah,
whatever.
sprinkle joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so surprisingly, not a lot of people know this, but I actually am a dancer.
What?
I know. People are always like in my comments like, there's no way she has to be a dancer, guys, and like there's fights and like, no, her technique's horrible. No, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys fight it out. I don't know either.
Yeah,
like,
it's just more interaction.
right?
At that
I just
point.
like it. I'm like, you know what?
I
Fight.
just like it.
I like its engine a little bit. Fight all you can.
Yeah.
Negative, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been dancing for about like 16 years. Well, no, okay, maybe 17 now. 16, 17. I started
Wait,
when I was 4.
tell them how old you are.
Oh, I am 21 years old.
Age yourself. Oh my gosh.
wow. We're all 21.
So what age did you start?
4.
Okay.
21.
Yeah.
21 minus 4. Oh, God.
17.
It is 17.
Ah, look at that.
Were you always a competition dancer?
I always was until senior year. I did dance team for a year.
Mhm.
A year.
Wow.
Because my competition team like kind of stopped a little bit because like kids were like getting older and like
Yeah.
growing and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try dance team. Like it's at my school. Like what else am I gonna do? Like nothing.
Right there.
It's right there. Like it's after practice. Like I can still do normal stuff. Like whatever. I'll
Right.
try it out. woo, that was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard. I think that was after knee surgery because I've had a couple surgeries.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like we have a lot to unpack with you.
Yeah, I'm an open book of mystery.
Yeah.
What,
Oh yeah.
what styles did you train in, like starting out when you were 4?
Oh, I was big contemporary lyrical.
From that age?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like there's a point where like I really did not like dance. And like I mean, I feel like that's every dancer though. Like every dancer, like there's like a gap year of just like,
yeah.
oh, dance. But I'm gonna do it. But like my mom like made me do it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
can't quit, like, you know, whatever. But yeah. So I went through like that kind of like gap period. And then I found I really liked going to conventions finally.
Uh-huh.
And I like learned how to hip hop a little bit.
Oh.
And I broke through the
Oh yeah.
you know?
Awkwardness.
It comes out in
Yeah.
your videos though too, I think. It's like
The
contemp
awkwardness?
hop.
Oh,
You have a little of both. When I first saw
I
your
like that.
videos, I didn't know if you were a dancer
Mhm.
either. I was kind of like, well, she obviously has some sort of movement training because you're doing
Mm-hmm.
like fouette turns, but like you did it in a way that was just like so free that I was like, maybe she just has a natural talent and has never danced.
Maybe she's
like,
just having fun.
yeah, like
what
I
did
didn't
you
know.
Of what?
When you first saw Kaylee's videos, like, did you think she was a dancer?
I
First
don't
impressions.
remember thinking much. I was just like, wow. Like she's like crazy. Like
That's one
I
crazy
just remember
girl.
seeing it and I was just like so taken aback because I was like, this is new. This is not a TikTok dance.
Now
for
this
sure.
is something different.
That's niche.
Like
Oh,
for like
yeah.
you
Niche.
are the like you're the only one that does what you do. I've never seen
Literally.
anyone else do that. And maybe make it a trend. See if other people can flop with you, like for real, because it's so impressive. But I don't
Thank
know
you.
what I thought. Like, I mean, well, we can also talk about when we met up with you in May. But like, I hadn't really stalked you at that point. Well, I did after, but I hadn't really stalked you at that point. So like, I really didn't know like what to expect. But like, you're actually a really good dancer. Like you're actually really good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, thanks, actually.
Well, one thing about me and Kaylee is that I've known her for years.
Oh, yes.
And
that's a
it was
story.
just so weird because then I saw we always follow each other on Instagram, and then I started seeing your TikToks all over my For You page, and I was like, I know her. I was like,
Same with you, though. Because,
Really?
like, I saw you, like, dance. I was like, what? That's Becca. Like, what? And I was like, look at her go. Like, TikTok. All right,
oh my
work.
God. Well, yeah, we used to do a dance convention together. You were on the company
Mhm.
for it, and my dance teacher was in the faculty at the convention.
Love her.
So yeah, and
Love her.
I didn't meet you through that. I met you through she invited Kaylee to our studio to do like a summer intensive. It was like an invite only sort of
Mhm.
thing, and she came. Like I met you then.
Ballet and point, and I was not a ballet
Yeah, it
dancer.
was a ballet. It was like
I
a
was
ballet
not
intensive.
a ballet dancer, and I went to an intensive.
Wow.
Just because.
That's brave.
Because she was a
Yeah.
ballet teacher there.
That's
so.
great.
Yeah, and I loved her.
Wait, you were the ballet teacher?
Oh.
No, my dance teacher.
Oh, okay. You're like, I didn't do ballet or point, and I was
I
like,
just
wait.
taught. She asked me to teach,
I
and I
was
taught.
the teacher.
Yeah. You know.
I do what she tells me to do.
Can't do teach, right? No.
And that was like what, like
That was so good.
Sorry.
That was so good.
That was me. Okay, anyway.
we'll clip that for the TikTok just so everyone knows that Kaylee thinks if you can't do teach.
Well, you know, that's what they say, like when you're
Yeah.
okay, you know, I don't have to explain it. It's you
Yeah,
retire.
we're good.
You
We're good.
retire, like you can't move, you
You know,
know.
you're retired, Kaylee. It's been a long time dancing.
Honestly,
You're done.
I don't know.
You're done.
Honestly, yeah. I'm done.
But we met years ago, and then when Lexi came for season 1 back in May,
2021.
2021.
No, I'm lying.
2.
2022.
Oh, okay.
It's
You're throwing
2023
me off.
now.
Oh my God.
I didn't
Okay.
think of that.
Wow.
I
Confused
haven't wrote
me.
it down yet.
And it's weird
It's
too because that's
official.
like the year me and Lexi graduate, or at least I'm sure you too, kind of.
For college?
Yeah.
No,
So
I
I've
got
been
a
looking
long
at that
time.
date for 4 years
I got a
now.
long time.
I want to know what you're doing in that regard. Like, are you?
Really?
Yeah, I want to know.
I want to know.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Okay, so I do online college at University of Louisiana,
Mhm.
UL.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's online, which is really hard.
Yeah.
Especially like dancing and like having like a life and just like I don't know, just life in general. I major in kinesiology, which
Mhm.
is but like it's nice because I get to know like I get to figure out how to move as a dancer the right
Yeah.
way and eat right.
That's good. They go
Kind
hand in
of.
hand.
They do go hand in hand, which is
Yeah.
like nice to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it kind of started off as like, you can't move to California if you don't do college, to my mom.
Yeah.
That's her voice.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so that's why I kind of like stick through it now to this day. But again, I do 4 classes instead of like 5 or 6. So,
Every day?
well, like it's online, so like
In
I
a
can pick and
semester, right?
yeah, a
Oh,
semester.
that's nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
can kind of
Yeah.
I gotta pick and choose like what I want to do, but
Do you want to do anything with kinesiology or like no?
I feel like it's like a if dance really doesn't work out, like last resort,
Well, once
last
you open
resort.
your flopping company, I think that'll take
That's
off.
what I
So I feel like
mean.
you'll be fine.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
feel like that'd be fun. Like maybe like I thought like when I first decided to be like kinesiology, I was like I'll be a personal trainer, and then like I can get that extra money by
Mhm.
like helping out like with the diet. Yeah, AZZ Slicka 42
Yeah.
personal training and dietitian.
Yeah. Professional.
Yes, go reach out
Please,
to the website
I
that
need-
hasn't
I
been
need
created
money.
yet, but it will be by the time this episode
Yeah.
airs.
yes, right now it's already in the
sure.
works.
So
Yes.
you started talking a little bit about your earlier career. So you moved into like the convention world. So when did you move out to LA?
So I was 18 years old, and it was during quarantine. So I was like, I just want to dance. Like I've been stuck in like this
I
house.
just want to dance.
Mom, I just want
Yeah.
to get out and dance, please.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay, like you can either do like either the 2 programs, space or the bridge to the industry. Yeah, and I was like, well, like I know more people in like bridge, so I'll just like try it out, you know. And Shannon did my solo.
So
I was
what's
like,
bridge, if you can explain it?
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Okay, I will do that.
They're like the bridge where? Like
Yeah,
the
which
San
one?
Francisco,
It's one
the
big
Golden
bridge,
Gate?
and we all just meet up under the bridge, and yeah,
You
it's
just
a
have a little
chat.
dance party under
Fireside
the
chats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but basically it's a pre-professional company to get you into the industry, because like it's hard like moving in as a young kid and you don't know where to start to move to LA. So it's kind of just training and trying to help you get into the industry. It's really nice. You get to train a lot.
Mhm.
And yeah, at the end there's like a big agency audition, which really helped me. I got an agent from it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, nice.
crazy.
Yeah. So it really actually was the main reason why I could stay in LA and
Yeah, wow.
actually
Like
dance.
it benefited you a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think it helped you make like connections too and like find teachers you really liked? and stuff?
Absolutely. Because Shannon's actually like really good. Like I like knowing people too. And she like told me like, you need to go to this class if you want to work with this choreographer. You need to take these like
That's
whatever.
good.
Because like
Wow.
LA and dance world, like it's all about taking the right people. And
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
no idea. I was like, I'm gonna take just feel good contemporary all the time. Which if you want
Right.
to like, I mean that's fine to have like the happy like balance or whatever. But like if you really want to like get those connections, you need to go the hard,
Right.
the people that are really tough. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that and stuff.
And so now you finished bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've just
It
been
was a
like
year
living
long.
in LA, right?
A year. And yeah, I took a kind of gap year in like Orange County to like figure out. I got signed and whatever, and then I did a little like jobs back and forth, and it was really cool. And that's where I met Nikki, and Nikki was the reason kind of why I started TikTok in the beginning, because this is like kind of out of there,
No,
but
it's fine.
I did not like TikTok. I thought
Really?
it was
Before you made like your own thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
like my whole like thing was like, oh, social media isn't cool, TikTok isn't cool.
I
Like,
feel like a lot of people think that before they
Yeah.
get into it, and they're like,
Yeah.
it's not cool, and then they're like, okay, actually, it's kind of cool.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like really embarrassed to even like post anything, because I was like, I've said so much like stuff.
Yeah.
Talked so much stuff about TikTok in
Yeah.
the beginning, and I was like, man, like I can't like
Cave.
get out. Yeah, no, I can't get. But also like I was doing good, and I was like, I really
Yeah.
like it.
I know.
And I'm like,
Like,
man,
why am I having fun?
right?
Why am I happy?
I don't want to be happy right now.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so annoying. I was like, man, like this is so embarrassing, because everyone's gonna be like, huh, told you so. Like, oh, the girl that didn't want to be in our TikToks and never liked them. Oh, look at her now. She's making them every day.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, like it's so bad. But yeah,
That's
so I ended up
hilarious.
breaking out of that, and yeah, meeting Nikki through that. And yeah, after a year, ended up being like, Mom, can I please move to LA? Like, can I please like try to like get something? She was like, yes, but like you need to like you get one more year and like one more shot. So I'm getting a job now, working on that. And yeah,
Good. That's
so
exciting.
living life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Great.
dancing every day that I can.
Mm-hmm.
So you said like with your
Step at a
agency,
time.
you did get some jobs. What was the most fun job you've done?
Oh, okay. So I worked for this, believe it or not, a fitness thing called Beachbody. I don't know if anyone knows what
Yeah.
Beachbody
Yeah.
is. Yeah, and so I did Fire and Flow, the modifier. Thank goodness. Because there was like an advanced level or something, and this girl was a beast. She had to do
Wow.
like 2 workouts a day of just like whatever. intermediate level how to do the workouts too, I was chilling. Like I shouldn't say that, but like it was hard, but like doable because it was modified, but it was still like hard, of course. But whoo,
But you're
it
a
was
dancer,
so fun.
so you have.
Wait,
like,
was it like
different-
a
Yeah, you're right.
commercial?
I forget. It was about like a whole program. Like you know how like I don't know how like P90X kind of thing. It was P90X, but like different. It was more
okay.
yeah, like workout subscription.
like
Okay.
sculpting
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
and it
had an
was-
audition for that once. I didn't
Really?
do it. Yeah.
do it. It's fun.
I know. It was just really
jumping jacks.
Yeah. Well, when I got it, they said it was like super rigorous, and I just didn't really. I don't know, but I
Yeah.
totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
If
It was
you're,
a fun job.
It was so fun, and like the people, because it was 2 months.
Mhm.
It was 2 months of.
Ooh.
I know. I got kind of ripped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it like on set like every other day or
Every
what?
day.
Every day.
I had to drive from OC to LA
No
every day at
way.
5 a.m.
Wow.
I know, and they didn't want to hire me at first because of that. Because they're
Yeah.
like, she's like 19 years old, like she's not
Yeah.
gonna be responsible to get off on time.
You're like, no, I want to do it.
But I swear I do it. I'm really
Sometimes
responsible.
It's the youngest ones that are the most responsible.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
Because they
I was
want
there
that
always
job.
early. I was there 30 minutes early every day.
That's
I
great.
didn't sleep. Sleeps for the
sleep.
week.
Yeah.
Sleeps for the week. But yeah, no, that was definitely like my favorite job for sure.
That's
Because
so cool.
Yeah.
So, Kaylee, you were telling us a little bit before we started filming about this little underground TV show that you did. So, I would love to hear a little bit about your experience.
So, underground TV show, Nikki Delaney is my friend. Man. Yeah, and someone reached out, like a producer of the show reached out to him and was like, hey, like, I love your roommate. Like, can you guys do like a routine for the show?
I love your roommate.
So, why did
Yeah, I love your roommate.
That's just weird. I don't like you, but I like your roommate.
Yeah, well, no, it was more for him, but honestly, it probably was more for him, but then he was like, I'm not doing this alone.
Okay.
And then, yeah, he was like, well, we love your roommate. How about her?
Oh.
So I was like, I was like the second.
Oh, so you roomed with the right
No.
person.
I roomed with the perfect person. I jumped on that boat.
Yeah.
All jokes. I'm sorry, Nikki. But anyway, yeah. So jumped on that boat, and yeah, it was like a really rigorous process because rigorous. What? Okay.
That makes sense.
Rigmarole.
Rigmarole.
My favorite word.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Nikki, he was like, "Hey, like, do you want to do it? Because I'm not doing it alone." And I was like, yeah, it's TV. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing this right now. We're doing it."
Yeah.
And so I could tell, like,
It's
right from
TV.
the get go, like, we were gonna be like the joke performance, like, automatically. Like, you know how like they like kind of set up like, oh, there's the serious stuff,
Yeah.
and then there's the ones that are just a throwaway, so the judges can be like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I could tell from the get go it was that, and so, you know, we send our routine out to them, and they're like, no, do this, and so we did it again.
Oh, nice.
No, do this. And we sent it again. No, do this. Oh, wait, we don't like the song. Oh, can you change it? Do like the whole routine to that. So it was automatically like a horrible process. Like,
Aw.
not like horrible, but like it was nice like to be in the studio, but like stress. And me and Nikki, we're like those ones that are like, we're going to do this last minute. We stayed at the studio till, well, we started at 12 a.m.
Okay, good.
Went till like 4 a.m., whatever. And then we stayed the whole night and just talked. Like, that's how like who we are. And then like the next day we'd wake up and get like an email and they're like, nope, not enough. And so we did the same thing the
wow.
next day after we woke up at like 3 a.m. or 3 p.m.
Yeah. I
And
was
yeah.
telling Kaylee that I also was a part of this process and they
Mhm.
just made us with like my studio growing up and they just kept asking for more and more. So
Yeah.
we kind of were like, you know, we have a competition next weekend. We have to like do that.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're done.
Yeah.
So,
Right? Yeah,
It's
there's like a
crazy
point where you have to
Very
give up.
time-consuming.
Very time consuming.
So
But
did you give up or did you end up going through with it?
we actually
Oh no, that did not come out.
we
Did you give up,
we actually
or-
we didn't give up.
Yay.
No,
like,
no.
unlike you, well, I had no control over that.
Yeah, no,
decision.
it was definitely easier because we were two people other than like whatever. But it was crazy because like I was like in stilettos and like they wanted me to like be in like higher heels and like higher and like dancing in that. And like I was like, can I take them off at some point? Because I don't think I can do this. Like if you're like
Wow.
making me do this stuff. But yeah. So anyway,
Anything for TV, right?
anything for cloud.
Small little shows.
Small, very, very
Tiny.
underground,
small,
tiny TV shows.
minute.
Very insignificant.
Minuscule.
Yeah. And so we actually ended up getting like on the audition process where we get to go to the venue and we get to like perform in front of the judges. And yeah, it was like really cool because I didn't know like they did it. It was kind of like fake, like kind of like, you know how like, well, TV's fake, but
Yeah, I've been to the tapings before.
yeah, the tapings where like you get to practice, you get like a whole practice round before you like
Yeah.
you do it in front of the judges.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. And yeah, and then the main thing, we invited all our friends to come see, and it was really
Aw.
funny because like one of the judges was like, I want her off the stage. I want her off the stage, like, and kind of like made like the noise.
Oh.
The coolest thing ever. Like me and Nikki, I think like we were still dancing because there was only one person that did that. You have to have like 3 or 4, and we just looked at each other and we're like, we made that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then right after, like, they talked about us. Yeah, one judge was really mean, by the way. She was like, I want the boy to dance more. I didn't like the girl. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Say it to my face.
Yeah, I think she was I don't know if I can say it, but she's a model too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why?
Oh.
Right.
Why, Mrs. Model? Why would you like the small little boy to dance? Why would you like the small little boy to dance other than me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but afterwards we like looked at each other and like it was really bad because the person talking to us and interviewing us was like, okay, like, is there anything you could take back? Like, are you upset? Like, they were trying to like get us to say like we were so mad that they got us off. And me and Nikki were like, no, it was fun. Like,
Yeah.
it was a great experience. Like, we would do it again. Like, are you mad that they like voted you out? No. Like, I believe it. Like, honestly, we deserved it.
We would like to get voted off again, actually. Bring us back.
Not
If
that
we
it was
could,
your
we'd do
choice
it.
to like put that on stage.
Right.
Because I have so many friends that like go on shows and stuff, and then like the producers will be like, do this, and then they go on stage and the judges are like, I hate that you did that. And it's like, well, the producer told me to do that.
Yeah, like,
They're
sorry.
sabotaging you on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
not
TV.
fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes good TV.
I can't believe TV's fake.
Even reality
What?
TV.
Even
Imagine
reality TV's fake. Why
when
would
I
they
found
do
out,
that?
When I found out, I cried the whole day. Still crying.
that. You found out what? Oh, that it was fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
So
Yeah.
do they do the pre-show interview thing that they do with some people? Like,
They did. They did the pre-show, like, they did like a
air?
sad. It would have, but like we did some stuff wrong.
And you didn't show them what they wanted to hear.
Yes, we
so
didn't
they,
do
They
what
were
we
like,
wanted.
"Ugh."
Yeah, no, so they got mad and just didn't. They put us 5-second clip. Of,
We're
like,
extreme
us in
enough.
the beginning. Yeah, like a little spin.
You weren't
and then him, like,
problematic enough.
basically. Like, we didn't give them what we wanted
You worked
to do.
too much on the dancing and not on the acting. That was the issue.
Exactly. We didn't do good enough, so whatever.
that's funny.
Live,
Well, it's
love,
cool
laugh.
because like since that opportunity came up once, it could always come up again or like
That's
a
what I'm
similar one, you know?
saying.
So
Yeah.
yeah. When was this?
This was, I think, last year. Well, definitely last year.
Yeah. At some
I
point.
don't know.
in
Yeah, some
2022.
point in 2022. It was
Okay.
recent though.
Very
I
cool.
remember. I think it might have been like April. It was April.
Oh,
That's
Around that.
awesome. Good for
Yeah.
you.
April-ish. Yeah.
That's
very
nice.
it's just
exciting.
I like for the story. I'm sure it was very much worth it too, and
Mm-hmm.
just for the
Fun
giggles.
story to tell your kids.
Right. my grandkids.
Yeah.
when you're actually a grandma.
When you actually are a grandma.
Right. Been to them.
In like 50 years.
yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah.
So the first time that we filmed Bar Chat Season 1, we actually met up with Kaylee, all 3 of us, and took a class at Millennium together.
Yeah.
And we got lunch
Cool
before and
time.
everything.
Mhm.
So that was the first time I met you in person. Was that the first time
Yeah.
you, Bianca?
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
you guys had already
Yeah.
met Becca.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that was so fun because, like, I don't know. It was just getting introduced to
Yeah.
a new person.
It's like cool to see like TikTokers that like aren't like, you know, like
Yeah.
like you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the weird, you know, like I'm obsessed with myself, like kind
Yeah.
of thing. But you guys were like down to earth. Like it felt
But
like
it's-
real
But it's also like,
and dancers.
yeah, like
That's what I
True.
mean.
you see everybody on social media as a social media person,
Mhm.
but then they're actually real people. And when you like meet in
Crazy.
real life, it's like, oh, like this is cool, weird. Like,
Yeah, like
I
it was
don't
like,
know.
yeah, cool,
Especially
weird.
because, like, influencers are more normal than, like, celebrities because you're just making these videos from your house. So it's like you don't realize, but they have a very normal life. Like, we all
Mhm.
live very normal lives. And, like, that's not what you see because
Mhm.
that's not what they're posting. But it's so funny because you're like, oh, like, you go to school? You, like,
yeah.
Yeah,
you go shopping? Like, you go to Target too? Oh, I love going to Wendy's.
Mhm.
I
Like,
know.
just stuff like
Wendy's.
that.
You
Like,
go to the bathroom?
What? Do you brush your teeth in the morning? Me too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like,
know.
it's just so funny.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice meeting other like dancer
Yeah.
TikTokers because like even if I feel like actually there's so many dance TikTokers, but dance is not their niche because like they'll do other things and you
we
don't
always
realize.
say that we're always
We're
like,
always
did you know this
discovering.
person
Yeah.
danced like their entire life?
It's so funny because it's like for us, that's what we made our niche. Like we decided to run with dance because that's what we feel comfortable doing. That's what we know. And like we do other things, but like dance is like a big portion of our social media platform and content. Yeah. And then other people, like you wouldn't even know that they dance because that's not what they're posting. And like, I don't know, I'll go like deep dive stalking people sometimes and I'm like, wait, they graduated as a dance major like 3 years ago and I had no idea. Like it's just so crazy because I'm like, I made this my personality, so I'm surprised other people have not done the same thing.
You guys
They've
have another
suppressed it.
I know, and we're over here, and I'm like, one time when I went to a dance competition 7 years ago, I'm very upset. Like, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Moving on.
That's hilarious. Anyways, moving on.
That sounded wrong. But anyways, you were telling us a little bit, and when I followed you on Instagram, I knew that you had like a really serious injury happen a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
So I would love to know
Oh yeah.
a little bit about that journey, how you got it, how you recovered, and just everything in between.
Right. I think I was about probably 14. Probably 14 when it happened. Just got better, by the way.
Wow.
Knees are sick.
Oh.
But yeah, so got it. I was just dancing and it was like me trying to do this move that like, I was like, what if I try it without arms? Don't do that. Don't do that because you can't do it without arms if it's meant to have arms.
Right.
Most of the time. And so I get up and I'm like, oh, and then like it was while we were like dancing, like going through it, and then I just stepped my foot out and like really quick, and I heard it like snap, and it felt like my leg broke, and I was like,
oh
my god,
and I was like low key like on like a whoo, like stop the
Adrenaline.
music, guys, stop the music, like something's wrong. And so I'm telling my teacher, I'm like running around, I'm like something's wrong, like I did something, and she was like, oh, sit down, and I was like, okay.
I love when dance teachers handle injuries because they're like, all right, if you want to sit down, you can sit.
Yeah, and they like
Or just keep dancing.
Yeah, like it's up to you, I guess. Kind of thing.
Like that happens in college all the time. Like if you want to sit, I guess you can choose to sit.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
you
keep dancing. Like it's
You can choose if you want to, but you're ruining the rest of the team.
literally.
in your life.
You're
ruining
bringing down
the rest of your
everything
career.
down. Yeah, basically. And so anyway, I get home the next like night and I'm like, Mom, like something's wrong. And I was like, this is so dumb. This is the dumbest thing ever, but I'm really not the smartest person. And so I get on the floor and I'm like, let me reenact it to see if I could like do it again. And so I do it and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I'm like laying on my knee and I'm like, I can't get up. Like my leg is stuck.
No.
My whole leg is stuck. And I'm like crying now because I'm like, it's the most painful thing. Like to have like, I don't know, just like your leg be like, I just couldn't do it. And so I was crying and I was like, Mom, like I called on the phone, Mom,
Yeah.
I can't. My knee. And she was like, well, get up. Because my mom's like one of those, like, she's very strict. She's like,
Just
no
do it.
BS. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever. And yeah, just do it. And anyway, I like had to crawl down the stairs and I was like, we're going to the emergency room. Like, I can't get up, like physically.
Could you bend your leg or was it like stuck
It was
straight?
bent. It was stuck bent.
Oh.
So yeah, it was literally just stuck bent. And so we go to the hospital and he was like, can't do anything. Can't do anything if you're going to straighten it. Because he tried to push on it. And I
Oh
couldn't
my
do it. Like, it
goodness.
was the most painful thing. And I was like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. And he was like, well, I guess we can give you like a little shot to like numb it. But that's
Yeah.
it. And so, yeah. And I had school the next morning. It was very stressful.
Did you feel like it was broken?
I didn't know what it was.
What did you think? Like you had no idea?
I thought it was like my kneecap. But then I was like, it can't be my kneecap because it's right there. You know?
What did it
Was it your
feel
right or
like?
left knee?
Burning, pulling, like something like in my knee was just like tight.
Yeah.
And just like wouldn't move. And so I got home, I sat in a chair, I remember this, because my mom was like, well, you got to get it out. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. And so I sat on a chair and I just remember like slowly just like, and just like, like just trying to do it. And then I ended up like doing it like where I could get it. And it, most painful thing, did that thing where it was like that little bone break. And yeah, I ended up getting it back.
We need a trigger warning for this episode.
You
Yeah,
ended
no, it was pretty
up,
gross. It was gross.
Oh my god.
But
It ended up being okay.
no.
Oh.
But like for the night. No. For the night. And like throughout this year, throughout the whole year of that injury, because I got the MRI and showed nothing. I went to like 7 different like physical therapists and chiropractors, like every doctor you can think of. And they were like, I don't know what it is. The MRI is not saying anything. no thought in their head. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll keep dancing, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's all I could do. They're ice and stretching and massaging and physical therapy and dance.
Mhm.
And so every
Did
time
it
I
hold you back from dance though? Like,
it would do the same thing, like on stage.
oh
It
my
would get to the
God.
point where it would do that, and I'd have to like really quickly like step on it real quick.
Oh my
Okay, so you just kept
gosh.
injuring it.
Yes, it kept
Okay.
getting worse and worse because with knees, like they just keep like stretching,
Mhm.
and like
you kind of use your knees every day.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I
For
had to
me,
make
I
sure.
always use them, so I assume
Mhm.
you probably use your knees too.
Yeah.
Like you guys, right?
Most-
Like walking.
Yeah.
No.
At least no. She calls with her hands.
Handstands.
I walk on my hand, yeah.
I've seen you. That's pretty cool. I've seen you out there a couple times. Just dancing or whatever. But yeah, it turns out, I think, how did I find out like what it was? Oh, I took a second MRI because, this is bad. I was dancing at an intensive for like a week long and we thought it was fine because I tried, what is it? Stem cell, whatever. Yeah, it was
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, of
Electric
course.
But I
Electroshock thing?
no, it was like you get platelets taken out of you and then you mix it around and then you inject it back. It was a cool
Oh.
process. Whoa. But yeah, I feel
Doesn't
like
sound
it would
cool.
definitely work if I like rested more. But like I had a really bad injury, which I'll get to it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it gets stuck all the way. Like there
Like,
was
straight
no,
this time
no,
or
bent.
Oh,
But like I couldn't do anything. Like it would not, no matter, even if I strained it, it wouldn't go.
It locked.
It was completely, I couldn't fix it.
Oh
And so go to the doctor and he's like, let's take another MRI, like real quick. Literally, my whole thing was flipped. Like my whole like meniscus was like underneath like each other.
No.
Yeah. And so it was split in half. And so like no wonder like I couldn't do anything. Like it makes sense. And so yeah, I ended up getting surgery and they actually ended up not having to cut it off. They ended up just sewing it back together. And that's kind of worse because it like takes a long time to heal, but I guess good because, you know, you get
And it just healed.
it just feels like I can bend it right again.
Oh.
Because I still feel like it ache a lot, but like not at where it was.
So
you know?
when you're walking day to day, is there ever like times where you're like, ow, or like I need to stop for a 2nd?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Only like when I'm bending, thank God.
Yeah.
Like if I like sit down like at the airport, like a lot, I have to stand up and I have to like crack it. Like it always does like a little pop.
Yeah.
Which it's better than what it could have been.
That's crazy, but that like kind of goes to show like if you're not ready to try a trick or something
Oh,
that
yeah.
you've never done, maybe wait for your teacher's
or at
advice
least
on
use
that.
your hands.
Have somebody spot you. Be smart about it. Don't just like
Yeah.
whip something out. Learn
Like-
from Kaylee's mistake.
Yeah, like I could have saved so much like time. Like I don't know, I could have had a happy dance here. I'm not worrying about that. Not crying, you know.
But honestly, it's almost better that it happened when you were younger because your body heals
so much
like
faster.
like in a
Uh-huh.
different way than when you're like, you know, this age. It's
Mhm.
like things start changing. So
yeah, definitely glad. Yeah.
what's the other
for
injury?
sure. Oh, this one's a lot shorter, a lot better,
Mhm.
easier to talk about because it's not as gross. But this
Yeah.
one, it was my back.
Before
Yeah,
or after?
after the knee. This was like 2 years after. I'd say.
Catch a break.
Yeah.
I know. This is how I learned how to flop. If I want to flop, I have to do it right.
Yeah.
That's what hurts.
With technique.
Right, with technique. There's technique. You know the SpongeBob? With technique.
Oh yeah.
With technique.
I
And
love
the
SpongeBob
bubbles.
too.
Love.
I can also
Anyway.
quote that. Anyways.
Me too.
Next episode.
Dirty Dan.
Oh my gosh, I'm Dirty Dan.
No, why? Because I'm dirty. sorry. So back with my back. Back to the back. Back to the back to the back. Back.
Good.
Whatever. Yeah, so it started 2 years after my knee and it was during quarantine.
Mhm.
And that was like, I don't know, I was like kind of living. Like that was when I kind of like, I was making TikToks, but I was making drafts. I was
Uh-huh.
letting anybody know about it. Dyed my hair pink. It was edgy. I was edgy.
Mm,
And so-
yes.
Right. And so I'd go to like my studio every day and just do like wacky things. And like I believed for some reason, like, don't stretch. Don't do that. That is the worst thing you can
We
do.
all had that phase, I feel
Don't
like.
stretch.
Yeah, like don't stretch. But I was like so old where like you can't do that. Which,
Yeah.
with young people too, like don't do that. But like especially
Always
now.
stretch. Always warm up.
Yes, no, like do it. And I was like doing like turns into illusion, turn, illusion. And like that puts a lot of stuff. Like that's a lot for not stretching.
Mhm.
And like doing
Definitely.
jumps and like flip, like I don't even know. Like I did those weird arch jumps that like I can't do anymore. I don't know.
No,
Anyway.
I used to watch her videos on Instagram, like when after we met each other, and I was always just like, she is insane. Because I did not see that during the ballet intensive, let me tell you. And then I saw her on Instagram later, and I was like, oh my God, like her dancing like is insane. And to think about how you didn't stretch or warm up.
That's what I'm saying. I was dumb.
no. But we all did it. Like,
Yeah.
I actually had a small back injury too that I got without stretch because I wasn't stretching. And
Always is because you don't stretch, I swear.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I strained my calves because I didn't stretch. I was just telling Bianca about it the other day.
Yeah.
Not a good
Ow.
choice.
Yeah, it's not.
Except
No.
your
Ruins
toe
you.
injury from last season was because you stretched too much.
Yeah.
You can't overstretch. I've
Yeah.
overstretched.
Happy
that ruins
medium.
you.
Happy medium.
Yeah.
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 You got it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We just have bad luck with injuries over here, I guess, because
We're passionate.
at the Bar Chat headquarters.
We're just very passionate.
headquarters.
Yeah. So after doing that, I noticed there was like a little pinch in my back, and I was like, okay, let's just keep.
so small. It's fine.
Yeah, let's just keep doing things because I always feel pain. Like,
That's how I feel too. I'm like, if I feel it, it'll go away.
We just have a high tolerance for it.
yes,
Yeah.
especially like after my knee, I was like, there's nothing wrong.
Nothing gets worse
Nothing
than
is
that.
But it could
hurting.
be a good thing and a bad thing for dancers because we don't know when to stop.
Right
It's
until
like, I'll
it
keep
tells
going.
you. You gotta listen.
Yeah, you do.
But
Listen
then-
to your body.
Yeah, just listen. Yeah, moral of the story. But going back to that, kept doing like things like that, the same thing, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And it was like this pulling like in my back, like sciatica nerve kind of thing.
I get
It was that, yeah, and it was like just a pinch and pull. And I noticed like I'd go to my friend's house and like I'd have to like, I don't know, I'd sit down and like getting up, I couldn't like do that. Like I was like, there was like this pull of like, ooh, I have to like slow and then do it like slowly
Yeah.
and like slowly get up and like from sitting and standing. And I was like, okay, something's wrong.
Really?
And then
Hey, at least you noticed.
Soft.
At least you noticed,
Like-
because sometimes we still ignore it. So
Mhm.
good for you for noticing.
3 months in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I told my mom about it, and she was like, "Well, I guess I can get you like a doctor's appointment, but like things aren't really open right now because COVID."
Oh,
And I was like,
true.
"Well, we can just keep doing it." Anyway, went to this party, and after like it was fine, like had a fun time or whatever. I don't think I was doing anything crazy. I think I just jumped in a pool and stuff. Normal.
You're so crazy.
I was pretty quirky and goofy. All right. And so I just ended up going to sleep, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, oh. What is going on? Like I literally the worst pain. Like I had to like take Advil. I couldn't sleep because it was like aching, stabbing in my
Wow.
back. I was like, what is going
Were
on?
you sleeping on a bed or a couch?
I was sleeping on a bed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's not even different. Like you
Right.
know, it's not even supposed to hurt. So I was like,
Ugh.
next day I was like, Mom, in the morning, like I need to go to the doctor. Like I need to go to the doctor right now. And so we go to the doctor the next morning and take an MRI again. I've taken so many MRIs.
Love those MRIs.
I love those pictures.
I hang them up.
Yeah.
Photo album.
Woo. Honestly, yeah.
You should have like a whole wall of all your MRI pictures. I'm not
That
even
would be
kidding.
iconic.
That'd be beautiful.
It would
You
be.
should make it
problem.
your profile picture.
Honestly, after this,
You have one for each day of the week.
yeah, I just keep switching and revolving. Oh, cool.
This is not a flex, by the way.
This isn't
This
cool.
is only for Kaylee. Nobody else.
Yeah, no one can do this.
Don't copy her.
Yeah.
She's original.
Thank you.
So you were like, ow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Mom, whatever. And so get the MRI, whatever. And yeah, the next day, my mom's like, so did you see anything? The doctor's, oh, yeah, we saw something.
We saw everything in there.
We saw everything. And so, yeah, it turns out I broke off pieces of vertebrae. Like
Off?
four.
Broke off?
4 pieces off.
Like they fell off.
Like they popped off. Like literally cracked off
No,
the
stop.
spine.
No, stop.
Like literally popped off. And then I had herniated discs that just
Kaylee,
bulged. And
what?
like 4 of them.
How does
And
that
it was the
happen?
worst ones. The worst ones that no one
This
gets.
came from jumping in a pool?
No.
No.
This came from over time just doing stupid things.
Oh. And then
Breaking
the
the
pool was
ba-
like
yeah.
the breaking point. Okay, got
Yeah, and so those
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
Yeah, and so those little pieces ended up in my sciatica nerve, and that's why I couldn't like
Oh,
stand.
that
That's
makes
why
so much sense.
Yeah,
Oh my
and
God,
that
oh my God,
whole
oh my God.
time I wasn't able to like stand up. Like I literally had a hunch like this.
That's awful.
And I was walking with like a cane too.
Hey,
Like
your body and the grandma.
That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. I'm living life the way it's supposed to be.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're like, you have to get it removed because my mom was like, can she just like not get surgery? Like that's a spine surgery. Like that's like important.
Big
It's
deal.
serious.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to get those like under 18 at
Right.
first. Like or I was 18 about, yeah. And so anyway, they decided like, yeah, like you have to do it or else like you can have problems with like fertility, you can have problems with like later in life.
my
Like
God.
you need to get this out like as soon as possible. Like normally if you like get the top ones, like you're fine, whatever, you can like wait it out. No, you need to get that out now. And so yeah, I ended up getting the removal surgery.
loved it.
How soon after that happened?
It was so fun. How soon after?
Like you had the MRI, and then how soon after did you have the surgery?
Oh, I had it next week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, we had to make it quick.
Emergency, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
emergency, yeah.
Wow.
Definitely. And the nurses were really nice after. I was loopy. They like real loopy. They gave me ice cream, and
Do
I
you
was
have
like,
videos of that?
"Oh yeah." No, I really do. They're fun.
It's like it was
I'm
all
like,
worth it.
I'm
I
a
got ice
rock
cream.
star, yeah.
Oh
like,
my
oh yeah, no,
gosh.
they were pretty good. I was talking. I don't even know. They gave me some heavy stuff.
It's funny 'cause the
That
same
was-
thing happened to me after I got my wisdom teeth out. Did you
Same.
guys ever get
Same.
your wisdom teeth out?
No.
I don't
'Cause
have
I have
any.
so many funny videos of me just like I was singing Alvin and the Chipmunks. Like it was so funny. My mom asked
I
who my
started
friends
doing
were.
TikToks.
Really? My
You're like-
mom asked me who my friends were, and I started listing like the friends characters. I was like, oh well, Ross is my best friend. Then there's Rachel, there's Phoebe, there's Chandler. Like I was just going
Yeah.
down the whole list. She's like, okay.
That's funny.
Okay.
It makes you so loopy. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, no. And I was on those for like months.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
not months, but like a month.
Oh,
Because like,
Still.
yeah, no. And I remember like I couldn't do anything because it was quarantine too. And I was just sitting on the couch.
honestly, best
It was
time because
the
you weren't gonna be
time of
dancing
my life.
anyway.
The time like I had to make my
True.
mom make me mashed potatoes every day.
Were you
Because
in
I
Louisiana
couldn't
at this
move.
point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was still like, this was before I already signed up for the bridge program, by the way.
Oh.
And so we were like, do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I do it? And so I ended up doing it, but like I had to keep it very easy,
yeah.
which I ended up kind of doing, but not really. But then I broke my foot
Oh
in half. I got a crack
so
in the
when you're
middle.
making
Ah.
these flopping videos, do you ever get nervous? You're gonna like re-injure like your back or your knee?
There's no thoughts in my head.
I think
Okay.
you're just like
Okay,
living.
perfect.
None.
You just live in the moment.
Yeah, and I feel like if you want to like have
Easy,
fun,
Kaylee.
that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that vibe.
Yeah.
You crack me up. You're so funny.
Yeah.
You're funny too.
Like, when did you move to LA?
Oh, okay. So I did it for the bridge into the industry program, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, after it was during the quarantine, I had my back thing going on. And I was like, okay, like, I'm really nervous. I might have to be sent back. Like, okay, I really
Getting
didn't.
shipped home.
Yeah, no, I'm be shipped in a box and just sent. And we really didn't know if I was gonna like stay in LA because of how much I got injured. I got injured at least like once a year.
That's
A
so
good year.
bad.
And I
So
like
does Becca. But more like illnesses.
Ah,
Not like injuries. Like
what did I do?
no. I'm saying like you're like prone, to
Prone
like
to
getting sick.
injury.
Yeah, I get sick all the time. Like I
Uh-huh.
swear I'm sick right now because my voice is gone. Like,
I thought I got sick and injured a lot in a year, but then I
Mhm.
met
and she met
Becca,
me.
and I was like, oh, but yeah, okay, sorry.
no,
You're
it's fine.
talking. I interrupted you.
But yeah, it would be like a year go by, and like if I didn't get injured, I'd be like, something's gonna happen, and it
Oh
did.
no.
Ugh.
It did. Yeah.
What was the next injury?
How long has it been though since you?
I
relaxed?
actually haven't since that broken foot.
Knock on wood.
Amazing.
I
That's
think-
incredible.
I think because I
Listeners,
took a
please
break
knock
to
on
heal.
wood for Kaylee.
Please. Beep, doop, doop. But I think it's because I took a break and actually let my body heal.
Yeah.
Like there was a point where like I quit bridge and then like I would only just do like classes and then go to auditions where like I could choose not to like break my body every day,
Nice.
which is good. But like it was nice like not being forced, you know.
So
And
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ended up living that life. But yeah, moving out to LA. So again, we didn't know if I was gonna make it. We just thought it'd be a year. And then I get there, whatever, a lot different than Louisiana. LA's totally crazy.
Really, it's not the same thing as Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean it's got
People
the
always
same
say
letters.
they're very like
does.
similar.
LA to LA.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like-
wow.
I couldn't wait to move because I could put that in my bio.
Yeah.
Little LA.
And everyone's like, "What are you talking about?
You guys don't get
Which
it.
one?"
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll never know
That's so
unless I
silly.
change the capitalization.
So true.
Why would I do that?
Literally so true.
Yeah, there's really differences. People always say like it's like the different energy, but I think everyone's just like on their own path of like I'm gonna do my own thing. Like I don't want to really find people. Like I don't want to work. That's why like I feel like they give the fake energy, whatever. But I'm like honestly, just everyone's like doing their own thing. They're not worried about friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you just gotta find friends. Like you can't just like look, you're gonna be my friend. You want to be a friend? Nah, you gotta weave through that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you gotta find your own group.
Right.
You can't look for people. You
They
have to-
find you.
Yes. Like that's cheesy, but like it is.
No, but they do.
They do. And then I needed my friends. I would never have made it as far as I have because I'm very like a pushover. But at the same time, like I need to be. Like Nikki has helped me so much, like with my mom, because she did not want me to be like any further in LA. And he was like,
"Oh wait, she's in Louisiana."
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
didn't want you to move out too because you live in like more LA because before you lived down in Orange County.
Right. And they were like, you're just going to end it again. Like, you're not going to make it. Like, kind of
Yeah.
thing, like both my parents.
Aw.
Nah, I believe it, honestly. I was believing it too because I was like, I do get injured. I do get injured a
There's
lot.
one thing about Kailey.
I am pretty clumsy. But yeah, like he was the one that like pushed it, like, no, believe in yourself. Like, you need to make it. And it's good to have like that stability around. So
Aw.
yeah, like
That's good.
Nick.
Everyone needs themselves a Nikki.
Yeah. So definitely that. But again, like if you don't need like want to make friends, like and you want to do your own thing, have your own stable, go for it. Like that's sick.
Or if you want to join Kaylee and Nikki.
Yeah, we're taking applications.
Okay, great.
Have to be cool, have to be edgy.
And you have to have pink hair.
Yeah, and you have to be
Only
punk.
during-
Punk rock. Have to know how to drum.
Of course,
God.
that's a necessity.
What was it like navigating the LA dance scene, like class wise and stuff?
Yeah, basically, I remember just everything being like, I walk into a room and just seeing people that I followed on Instagram being like, oh my God, these people are bananas. Like,
Yeah.
I'm dancing in the same room as these people. I'm getting called out in the group. It was
Yeah.
definitely like a confidence thing that like definitely like hit me. But then I was like, you know what? You're here. Like the worst thing that can happen is that you mess up and everyone messes up anyway. Like everyone messes up sometimes. Like even the best people mess up, you know?
Yeah.
You got to think that in your head. Like they're probably not even worried about you. And I had to like get that really quickly through my head. But yeah, other than like confidence issues and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people in a big room, packed, a lot of sweat.
Yeah.
And just like getting used to that. It's like a lot of relying, like you have to, what's the word? Trust and also like be on top of it. Like you have to be on top of it because sometimes like you get like talk about insecurity again, got a little insecure where I was like, I don't even want to go to class today. Like what's the point? Like whatever. But like you can't hey. But like you can't really say that because again, like you'll never get better. Like you're here for a reason, like you're here to grow.
Yeah.
And like either way, like hey. Like just being in a class anyway, like compared to like Louisiana was so like small, like you know, like in like small cities or whatever, like dances.
Small town, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, just doing that, I feel like I talked in a circle.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It definitely is. I grew up in this area, although like I recently started doing like the LA scene, quote unquote. But I feel like it is very different because I would take classes every once in a while in LA. So it's different from like moving from a completely different state.
Yes.
It's just like I feel like a shock. It's like another
culture
country.
shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thankfully, like I've kind of done like intensives before, where like I go like from Louisiana to California. I've been blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of got exposed that real quick. That like, yeah, thank goodness. That like, you're not the best, and you got to be in front of the best though. So do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do it. But it's just really cool. Like I definitely feel like I've gotten better just from dancing next to like the people because you got to push yourself a lot more.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best part about LA is that you get that push, where in Louisiana you don't get any push really.
Right.
You get pushed, but like
Different.
But I'm so glad you were able to come and join us today. It was so
Yeah,
fun to
this
hear
is-
another perspective on dance because, like, we've been talking for now 2 seasons and we've heard the same stories. We kind of know what each other's going to say. So it's nice to have a new perspective. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
Yeah, we loved having you, Kaylee.
Thank you. I love being here. Love being here.
Thank you for talking on Bar Chat. That's where it's at. But thank you guys so much for listening and watching to this episode of Bar Chat. Make sure that you're subscribed and following us all on our social media. So first I'll tell ours and then Kaylee can share hers after. So follow us on our Instagram, our YouTube, our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and TikTok at Bar Chat Podcast. And Kaylee, go ahead. Give yourself a little plug.
All right. My TikTok is AZZ Slicka42.
Yes.
Instagram, Kaylee Boutte. Straight up.
How do you spell that?
Oh.
Boutte.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
You did the little clear the throat for
Sorry.
Becca.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was
like a
it's
drum roll.
bounce. Yeah.
So, once again, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode.
Bye.